All right, Njcaa volleyball fans, we're here for the Division III 7th and 8th place match today here in Rochester, Minnesota, on the campus of Rochester Community and Technical College. Our 7th and 8th place game pits the number 10th seed Finger Lake Lakers from New York State against the Rowan College South Jersey Roadrunners from New Jersey. On your scoreboard, the home team will be RCSJ, or Rowan College South Jersey Roadrunners. They are in the yellow uniforms with the blue numbers, and they'll be going up against the Finger Lake Lakers in the blue jerseys with the white numbers. This should be a good matchup here. My name is Steve. I'm here with Joel, who will be my color commentator. And this should be a pretty good matchup here. This is the first match of our day. And after this, we'll be going to the 5th and 6th place matchup shortly at noon. As we look out on the court, a couple of players to watch, especially who've had a good tournament so far. Number 5, Brandy Morrison for the Lakers. She's been the strong hitter for the Lakers, has had a number of kills throughout the tournament. Also on the Lakers, number 3, Una O'Brien. We're back to serve. We're getting this match on the way with Sipo serving. Her serve goes long, and that gives the first point to the Roadrunners.
Both these teams actually had success in the first round, and then that's why they're playing today, essentially. I mean, the 4 teams that lost in the first round, they're already done. So that's why these 2 teams are playing this morning. Oh!
That serve is an ace for Berichter. Katie Berichter is libero, and she puts it just inside the baseline as the Roadrunners take an early 2-0 lead. Set to Morrison. That's blocked. Going to Brandy Morrison again. She tips it over the net. We go back and forth here. Una O'Brien. And Una O'Brien hits a little bit long. Una is number 3, and her sister is number 7. They're identical twins for the Lakers. Sippos pops that up. Sippos pops that up. Brandy Morrison on the outside.
Ooh.
And tough play at the net there.
Yeah, Boyson took it on the chin.
Took it right there. Yeah, she did.
I thought yesterday for Una O'Brien, she just could not quite get the feeling of that match that the Finger Lake Lakers had against BC3. I also the tournament yesterday.
Right. Yeah, Una O'Brien's kind of fun to watch. She's got that left-handed hitting stroke, which I think throws a lot of blockers off due to the fact that she's a lefty. Here comes Alicia Morrison. She puts it down.
I was actually thinking that was going to Morrison, Brandy, not Alicia.
Right. Back to serve is number 13, Kayla Fetzi for the Lakers. Nice tip. Sippos gets it. Brandy Morrison pops it off the net and keeps it alive. And Sippos pops that up. Una O'Brien saves it. Sippos gets it back over the net. And Marcano finds the open gap in the middle of the court as the Roadrunners take a 4-2 early lead in this first set of our best of 5.
How about the digging early on by the 2 teams? We're talking it's, what, 10:15? Not even that. It's just a little after 10 o'clock. Price is Right had just started, and these girls are playing like it's 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they're playing well. I think their coaches have got them going, got them pepped up and ready to go. There's Una O'Brien with that left-handed hitting stroke. And there's the block. Alicia Morrison, she's been doing that all tournament, and she records another score off her block there.
And on the flip side with Calhoun for RCSJ, she has struggled. I think the main hitter for RCSJ in this tournament has been Boyson. And you go back to even the Queensboro match where Bradica was such a good blocker. I mean, she was top 5 in solo blocks in the NJCAA for Queensboro. And Boyson had to work around that and was the top killer in that match.
Wow. There's Brandy Morrison. Roadrunners can't quite get a good pass off that hit. Coming into the game is number 14, Megan Johnson, for the Lakers.
I think I had Morrison for 9 in the last match they had against BC3. She was kind of their most consistent hitter, as you saw with them on Thursday.
Yeah, she was. And that pass goes out of bounds as the Lakers pull within 1. We've got a 5-4 score at this point. Back row attack, and that's just out of bounds. And we've got a 6-5 lead for the Lakers from New York. Johnson back to serve. Nice pass. Block right there. That's Alicia Morrison. That's her bread.
Ties for you.
Thank you.
It's one of the stats I really like.
Going to pass it back over, and that pass goes out of bounds.
Don't often see a free ball like that come flying up and over and out for Tallarico and RCSJ.
This is Caitlin Marzek coming back to serve, and she has an interesting serve. It really moves as it comes into the opponent's field of play. It's been a struggle for most teams to handle, but that was handled well by the Roadrunners. That goes long.
And you talk about that serving. The thing is, like, everybody wants that top serve, right? It's the hardest thing to respond to. But if you can kind of get a no spin but curve, that's very difficult to do. That time,
Petty, there's an ace for Marzek, but you're absolutely right, Joel. She puts no spin on that ball normally, and she's a smart player. Let's see what she does with this serve.
She did tie for first in the for Finger Lakes through the season too with 40.
Nice tip. Sippos hits that over the net. And Sippos puts a little too much on it, and it goes out of bounds. And that's a point for the Roadrunners. In for the Roadrunners comes number 2, Amanda Rivnek. And Alicia Morrison's coming in for the Lakers. And then she'll come back out, and then there will come in Emmer O'Brien.
I mean, it's what players want to do, but it's the fact that it's very hard to be consistent with it because it is so difficult to learn. We're going to see back-to-back.
Right. Yeah, Una O'Brien's got a great jump serve, as you can see there. Nice set. Emma O'Brien's there. They're going back out to Sippos. Marcano's doing a great job setting. She pushes it deep. Emma O'Brien gets it. Back to Sippos, and Sippos finds the open spot on the hardwood.
So for Sippos, really what I had seen from her was full swing, full swing, full swing. Each time the ball was coming to her. That time took a little bit off, found an opening.
Let's see what she does this time. She takes a full swing there. And that's number 13, Kayla Fetzi, with a nice kill there in the open spot on the floor. Yeah, Una O'Brien, she's fun to watch. She does that jump serve left hand, and she gets some speed on it.
Yeah, that's nice. And she's pretty consistent at it too.
Yeah, she's done a good job for the Lakers. Nice set. Sippos has got to play that. Sipos again. She takes a full swing, gets it over. O'Brien out to Sipos. They're really using Sipos on the outside here.
Yes, they are.
There's Rivnek, and Rivnek puts it down. Nice kill for Amanda Rivnek.
She was one that played excellent against Queensboro, and I thought that she kind of got lost in the shuffle yesterday against BC3. Again, the Pioneers played a very, very good match. So I think RCSJ just really struggled with trying to combat what they were seeing from BC3.
Right.
But I like to see that Rivnak's getting some touches early.
Yeah, she's a good player. Summeronic is back to serve for the Roadrunners. She puts that one in the net.
Or pardon me, I'm sorry, RCSJ, they played Central Lakes.
Oh, Central Lakes.
Not
yes.
BC3. It was Finger Lakes that played BC3. RCSJ against Central Lakes was just, I think them losing in the quarterfinal, Central Lakes, I mean by them, I think kind of woke them up a little bit yesterday.
Right.
Ooh.
There is Una O'Brien with that old faithful left-handed hit. She finds an opening and she's excited. This is their strongest position, I think, as far as rotation here when Sipos is serving. And they have Brandy Morrison out on the outside. Good block there.
Oh, that would have been out.
That would have been out. But Jenna Wallace said, let's just hit it. And she did. There's Sipos back to serve again. Marcano sets. And there's Una O'Brien. That left-handed hit.
Ball Championships live on the NJCAA network. Go to njcaa.org/network to view live and archive video of each game. The NJCAA network is now available on mobile, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Android TV streaming platforms. The NJCAA network, the home of the National Junior College Athletic Association digital content. Follow them on Twitter too.
Well, the Lakers are playing quite well. They're the 10th seed, and right now they're on top 17-10. Pretty commanding lead. RCSJ just needs to bounce back here.
Can I get their offense rolling a little bit more too? I'd like to see Caitlin Boyson have a few more touches. And to give you an idea of both the teams, then the Lakers beat Raritan Valley 3-1. Coach Solomon's group absolutely crushed the ball in sets 1 and 4. They hit 500 and 467 respectively in those sets.
Wow.
That was really, really good volleyball for them.
Excellent volleyball.
The other two, though, they did drop a little bit. Brandy Morrison was a catalyst. 21 kills. You talked about her. She's so good. Una O'Brien and Emma Sipos tallied 12 and 10, but against the second seed Owens, Finger Lakes just could not get going. They weren't really efficient, but Morrison was with 13 kills, but it was 43 attempts.
Right.
A lot of attempts, not enough kills.
Right.
Oh.
Rivnek with the hit goes right at Sipos, and Wallace can't quite get there. It's the point for the Roadrunners. In for the Roadrunners, cousin number 1, Katie Brichter. She served really well to start the match. Good serve.
Was.
Spetsy. Marcano to Rivnek. She's got a little bit behind it. And in comes the blocker for Finger Lakes, Alicia Morrison. You put Alicia Morrison and Brandy Morrison together at the net, that's a pretty intimidating tandem.
Agreed. This is. See, you said the other lineup. I like this lineup a little bit better, although Una is on the back line.
Right. And there's Brandy Morrison with the deep corner pocket kill.
It ties at 5 and 7, and since that time, Finger Lakes has really controlled this first set.
They have. Here comes Fetsy's serve. Off Rivnek.
Oh.
Yeah, hitting it at Rivnek. She didn't quite get that pass up high enough for Marcano to get underneath it. But she's getting coached as to where to serve that by the assistant coach, Danielle Phillips. Or excuse me, Maddie Joseph.
He was a former player at Finger Lakes.
Oh, nice play. Wallace can't quite get it over. It's double contact called.
That was a really nice play by Sipos too, because that tip, she went down, she got the pancake early and ended up making a play, but then the two-hand touch.
Right. Rivnik to serve. Nice serve. Sipos gets under it. She's going to tag from the back row, but she puts it in the net.
I have to say that I am not a huge fan of back row sets.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's so difficult. You can only jump so high. You can only be so much higher than the net. And you really got to be in sync to try and do it.
There's Brandy Morrison moving around. She dug that serve up, got it to her setter and ran around and did an outside hit off the block. She's got a lot of power in that right arm of hers.
Well, she's coming on that nice curl. You know, she's got her steps in rhythm. The jump is perfect. The pass and the set was really nice too.
It was. Boyson getting into the action there for the Roadrunners. Marcano to Boyson, and Boyson is able to hit it off of Brandy Morrison's block and onto the court. That was good play by number 23, Caitlin Boyson, for the Roadrunners.
And in those two sets, she changed from outside right to the middle. So two different looks from her too.
There's Una O'Brien hitting around the block. That left-handed hitting just throws the blockers. You just don't see that very often in volleyball, a lefty who can hit.
No, I think I told you the story about the D2 tournament in the spring that I got to cover. Johnson County won the national championship, and they had one of the most powerful left-handers I've ever seen in Powell.
There's Alicia Morris with another block. Back to Una O'Brien. She hits it down, but it's dug up nicely by the Roadrunners. There's Wallace to Sipos.
Oh, my.
Gets it right over. Alicia Morrison. There's Sipos. She pulls back the hammer. It deflects off the block and onto the Roadrunners side of the court. They take a commanding 23-14 lead here in this first set. And Megan Johnson's back to serve for the Lakers.
Another great defensive play. One for Caserta on RCSJ's side, but then you come back around and Wallace made a fantastic play for Finger Lakes.
Yes. A little confusion there. Confusion cost them a point. We're here at the first set point for the Lakers. They're up 24-14. And Megan Johnson will serve to close out the set potentially. Nice pass. Marcano passes it back over the net. And Sipos is going to have a chance at it. Good defense there by the Roadrunners. Good tip. Wallace gets it up. Una O'Brien, the lefty. Alicia Morrison just passes it back over. Sipos gets underneath it. Wow, they get it back over.
Beautiful play by Wallace.
Wasn't that?
Can't make a second one, though.
Can't do it. The Roadrunners stave off one set point. In for the Roadrunners comes number 7, Sloan Genovese from Hamilton, New Jersey. Marcano with the serve. Wallace sets it for Sipos, and she hammers it off the block of Genovese, and it goes out of bounds. That's the first set. Goes to the Lakers, 25-15. Good first set for the Lakers coming out. We'll have the second set coming up shortly here.
I love when families are able to come here and I can tell them they don't have to worry about paying for their care. They've got enough to worry about taking care of their sick child. Every single person that contributes is a part of that St. Jude family that makes that happen. Because of donors, we're giving families hope.
Ticket Smarter is proud to support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. $1.
Nursing, education, criminal justice,
exercise science.
This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
The landscape of sports is changing. AI is the next evolution. We're bringing it to fields and gyms everywhere with Huddle Focus. Just mount it, set it, and forget it. Multiple lenses, AI player tracking, automatic recording, or record on the fly with the Focus app, instant uploads, and flexible live streaming options. AI is changing sports. Use it to your advantage. Visit huddle.com/focus today.
All right, welcome back, NJCAA volleyball fans. You're watching the NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championships on the NJCAA Network. My name is Steve. I'm working with Joel here as my color commentator, and we are about to start the second set of our 7th, 8th place match, pitting the Lakers from Finger Lakes out of New York in the blue jerseys. They're up 1-0 on the Rowan County, South Jersey Roadrunners from New Jersey. And the Roadrunners are in the blue uniforms yellow uniforms with the blue numbers, and they'll be serving. Wallace punches it over the net.
Oh boy.
Ooh, we've got a player down for
Finger Lakes.
For the Roadrunners.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. No, Genovese.
7, Genovese. She looks like she's in some pain. Una O'Brien hits it down, and Sloan Genovese is definitely in some pain there for the Roadrunners. The referees are talking to the coach. The R2 is talking to the coach at this point in time.
I'm probably going to bring her out. Yeah,
probably come out.
Like insurance provider of the NJCAA, BMI provides the coverage for NJCAA student athletes to be protected on the field or court. Bob McCloskey Insurance, we've got you covered. Now RCSJ, as with Genovese being a little shook up, let's talk about the Roadrunners and how they got to this point. The first match was on court 1. It was the first match on court 1 of the tournament against Queensboro, and I couldn't ask for a better match to start out the tournament as a broadcaster. As a 5-setter, Roadrunners had to use almost every ounce of strength to win 3-2. I thought Caitlin Boyson really stuck out in that match, as it looks like Genovese is going to be okay. Boyson had 15 kills, really worked around a very tough Queensboro block. The quarterfinal, though, again, you're running up with Rock Valley. Even in the semifinal, Broome had problems with Rock Valley. Team finished with a negative efficiency, struggled with serve receive. But then yesterday versus Central Lakes, it just wound up I really believe that Central Lakes was just playing very highly motivated after losing in that quarterfinal.
Right.
And the Roadrunners just could not really pull out, get in rhythm. And I was hoping, and what I was wondering about with the Roadrunners is if they could kind of erase those two memories, those two losses that they've had thus far, and really focus in on what they're seeing today. And I mean, we had a couple of ties in that set number 1. I would like to see Boyson get a little bit more of an attack on the Roadrunners side, and I think that'll start to really get the Roadrunners offense going.
Right. Yeah, she's one of their most key players there, especially in that front row. Here comes Brandy Morrison. That's her second one in a row. She's hit about 3 feet long. She needs to get a little more in front of that ball and bring it down as the Roadrunners take a 3-1 lead. Wallace to Morrison. Oh, she got it down there. That's kind of the battery for the Lakers. They go Wallace to Morrison, and Brandy Morrison likes to put that red on the floor. Here comes Alicia Morrison in for the Lakers.
You think Morrison heard you?
I think she might.
She might have heard you because she's, you asked and you shall receive.
That's true. She's a nice young lady. I talked to her between matches on Thursday. Very pleasant young lady.
That's one thing I have not got a chance to do is really talk to any of the players. Talked to a lot of the coaches, but I have not talked to any of the players.
Sure. Wallace to Morrison again, and there it is. That's the battery for the Lakers. She sent that one just to the right of the block. We'll see. Have to see what Rivnek and Boyson can do as far as blocking her to keep the Roadrunners in this match. Nice set. There's Boyson. Wallace sends it back.
Man.
There's Rivnek.
Maybe that'll get her going.
Yeah.
That's her second unofficial kill. I don't have the live stats up yet. I'll work on that at our next break.
Sure. She goes out of the match at this point, and in comes number 11, Vanessa Caserta. Going to old tried and true. There it is. Morrison to Wallace, and then there's Una O'Brien. Oh! And as we were talking about a moment ago, Caitlin Boyson gets up and just drops that block to the floor on the Lakers side. That's put a little spark into the Roadrunners. Hopefully that'll carry them for a while here. Wallace is going out to Morrison.
Oh.
Set was a little wide. Tough to handle for Mackenzie Michaels. Here comes Jenna Wallace. She is the setter. She'll set and then come up, or she'll serve and then come up and set as they play a 5-1.
Much better set.
Yes. Smart heads-up play by Caitlin Boyson. She's coming on here in the second set as they forge a small lead, 6-4. The Roadrunners are up in this second set.
Sometimes one play can get you into that match, and maybe that block that she got from Una O'Brien on the back line might have woke Boyson up.
Right. And Morrison's struggling. She's had a number of hitting errors there. Just hitting it a little bit too long. Boyson's back to serve.
Oh.
Just a little off there for Caitlin.
That's the hitter mentality of I got to swing at it with one hand, but I probably should have just free bumped it up and over.
Right. Brandy Morrison goes out, and in comes Megan Johnson for the Lakers. A little off on the timing for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, that's Michaels. Michaels is, I think she had about 5, I want to say, in their first round matchup against Queensboro. Since that time, it's been kind of a struggle.
Well, the teammates for the Roadrunners are calling that out, and they were smart to yell that at their teammates as they let it sail out of bounds.
Yeah, Berichter had to pull her arms back down to make sure she didn't touch that, as it was a long serve.
Wallace to Sipos. And she hits that and gets it down on the hardwood. And in for the Lakers comes Caitlin Marzik. She's, I think, probably their best server, other than Una O'Brien.
Agreed.
She gets it to move. Hits this knuckleball serve periodically, and it's very hard for the defense to get that up.
Yeah, look at that thing just die and then out.
There's Marzik. Coach Solomon's got her in there to serve, and he knows what he's doing when he puts her in there to serve. She's got very effective serve. Look at her move across the court now.
2 aces, too, now to her name in just this match. Oh. That's unfortunate, too, because that pass by Marzik was absolutely perfect right up to the net.
Right.
And then the set was just a little off for Wallace.
Right.
One thing I've noticed with Sipos up front as well as Morrison, they've been able to cut and use the sidelines more. The RCSJ needs to come over a little bit more on their block and force Finger Lakes to push that ball towards the middle of their defense as opposed to down the lines.
Right. Into the match comes number 10, Mackenzie Michaels, for the Roadrunners. Just go in the back row there. Here comes Una O'Brien with that jump left-handed serve. Rivnek. Sipos pushes that over. And there's Michaels.
Whew.
Hey, nice block, nice recovery. Wow. Some confusion on the Lakers side, and the Roadrunners stick with it and put it on the floor in the open spot. We've got a close second set here.
And that started off of Una O'Brien's hard serve, but Ronick had a very nice pass to start the offensive surge for RCSJ, but then you give it right back on the,
Those unforced serving errors.
Oh,
so frustrating for a coach. We've got a tie score here in our second set. It's 10-10, and Sipos is back to serve. Rivnek just hit it a little bit long.
She's flat-footed there, though, Steve. I mean, there's no leap. There's no on top of it. Then you got to sky it up and over the net.
Right.
But then you're putting too much power on it, and you're not getting that dip at the very end.
Correct. Oh, Jenna Wallace with a save. Emma O'Brien puts out the pancake, and it sends it just under the net. That was great hustle. Both teams are playing a lot of hustle. Into the game is Katie Berichter for the Roadrunners. She's about to serve. That's Wallace to Brandy Morrison, and she hammers it down and off the dig, and it goes out of bounds. And in comes Alicia Morrison for the Lakers.
That time the Roadrunners block did force her back towards the middle, but too hard. Just a really nice smack by Morrison.
Michaels goes for it, and there's Michaels' errant pass is put down on the floor by Alicia Morrison.
Steve, throughout the entire tournament, you know what you can't do? Overpass.
Yeah.
You cannot overpass. It doesn't matter what team you're playing. They're too good.
Right. They are. Oh, is that smart? Caitlin Boyson sees the double block coming up right in front of her, and she just tips it off to the right to the wide open gap in the front row. That was a heads-up play, showing great self-control, Caitlin Boyson. Good play. There's Boyson, and Boyson's not going with the hammer. She's using soft touch to get around the block of Alicia Morrison. I think she's been blocked enough the first set. She's realized what works and what doesn't, and she's been very effective with those last couple of plays of the net, getting points for the Roadrunners.
And Coach Pearson, when talking about Boyson, she just said she has the green light anytime. She is a really, really strong swinger. It's just, I mean, Finger Lakes defense has made her adjust.
Right.
Ooh.
And Morrison can't quite get it over the net, as the Roadrunners take a 14-13 lead here in our second set. Brandy Morrison with the hammer right into the block of Caitlin Boyson, and it goes off her block out of bounds, and that ties our score at 14-all in this second set.
That shows how good Morrison is. That serve came to her. She had to receive it. She got it up to Wallace and popped off the knees to get that hit.
Right. That's Morrison to Morrison. The tallest player on the court, Alicia Morrison at 6'1".
What's that, her sixth assist all season, right?
It might be. And she sets Brandy, and Brandy puts it on the floor. And that's going to be out of bounds. As we reach about the midway point of the second set, the Lakers are taking a slight 16-14 lead over the Roadrunners.
Oh boy! Oh no!
Oh!
Oh! Into the net.
Into the net.
Alicia Morrison was getting a gift, too.
She really was. Wallace to Morrison. And boy, Brandy Morrison just has so much power as she hits that ball. It's really hard for the back row players for the Roadrunners to dig that up and pass it effectively, and it goes off the attempted pass and out of bounds. But she has to come out now in the rotation. Here comes Megan Johnson.
That's where your RCSJ blockers need to get at least a fingertip on it to slow it down and allow your defense in the back to help you out.
Right. Sipos.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. And that's a point for the Roadrunners.
2 hits.
Double contact ruled on the Lakers.
You know, Alicia Morrison set C-post on that play, and I was going to tell you, if she gets a second assist in this match, I'll give you that steak dinner that you were talking about during break.
Come on, Alicia, I like steak. One more. C-post softly pulled it back and just gave the defense enough time to come down, and it goes off the block and hits the open spot.
You'll have to wait because Morrison's leaving the court right now.
All right, here comes Caitlin Marzik to serve. She likes to move around in that service area.
I noticed that too. A lot of players that have their one spot they like. They have their own routine.
Oh, nice tip. Marcano with the set.
I see what Sipos was trying to do there, though.
Sipos couldn't get it over. She had a good angle on it. She just hit the tape, and down it comes.
Set was a little short, not high enough, but at the same time, I mean, she was trying to do what she could.
Right.
No chance for a full slap or anything like that. Just trying that smart push.
Heidi Wolf comes in for the Roadrunners, as does Amanda Ribnick. These unforced errors are.
And Wolf is only essentially just a serving specialist, and that is twice she's come in today and had serving errors.
Right. That hurts. We're getting down here towards the end of that second set. That gives the Lakers a 19-17 lead at this point of the second set, and Una O'Brien will be back to serve for the Lakers.
I like that, though. After Wolf had come out, one of the assistant coaches, I believe it was Phillips, was the one talking with her and telling her, like, here's what I'm seeing, here's what you need to adjust, and we'll see if it works out next time she serves.
That's good coaching. Both teams are just trading long service errors. Let's see if we can get a serve in here. There we go. And Sipo's pass goes, it's an errant pass, and goes right over to Caitlin and Boyson, and she puts it down. That makes our score 19-all here in the second set.
Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like Ticket Smarter. For all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Ticket Smarter is proud to be the official ticket resale marketplace of the NJCAA. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy your tickets.
Yeah. Andrew Solomon takes his first time out here of the second set. Roadrunners still have both timeouts left, but we're tied 19-all.
A much closer set this time, too. We only had 2 ties in the first set, 5 and 7. And then after that, Finger Lakes just kind of rolled, 25-15 that first set. Here we've had, I believe it's 6 ties, 1-3-10, then 13-14, and now back to 19. So RCSJ doing a really nice job, not only competing, but then they've had to come back a little bit here and there, make a couple of runs. It all starts that service line. As you said, at one point, I think we had, 2 or 3 in a row by the teams with serving errors. Right now, put the ball in play, see what you can do, maybe make the opponent make a mistake. I'm talking about either team, RCSJ or Finger Lakes. Just put the ball in play on your service. Stop getting so aggressive and just see if you can force a mistake on the opposite side of the net.
Exactly. Got just a slight delay in the game action here. All right. Roadrunners have both timeouts, or each team's taking a timeout at this point.
Yeah, they have. Yep. RCSJ took one very early in the set.
Sippos hits it into the block, but the block's just not quite good enough, and it goes over Caitlin Boyson, and it hits the floor. It's a point for the Lakers, and in comes Brandy Morrison, their strong hitter for the Lakers.
So since Finger Lakes got a side out and had a point, you could say that Coach Solomon's timeout was useful.
It was effective, yes. Exactly. Good point, Joel. Oh, Boyson just got it over the outstretched arms. There's Brandy Morris. I think she's going to hit this. And she gave it her all, but it was long. The previous attempt, she just kind of tapped it over.
I also think she thought it might get tipped because of the block of RCSJ, and they pulled back as well, trying to see, hey, if you're going to go down that sideline, we're not going to give that to you.
Right. Wallace to Brady. Ooh. Ouch. I hope that Katie Brichter's okay. She took that right to the head.
She's laughing it off.
Okay. That's that power of Brandy Morris. I think Brandy's apologizing, saying sorry about that. Almost one of those meet the parents kind of plays.
Right.
That was ruled out of bounds.
Yeah, I actually thought that was in. I thought that was in.
And that brings our score to 21-all here in the second set as we kind of reach the home stretch of this second set. I think it's going to boil down to who can just be more consistent with their serving and passing and so forth.
That's why when I asked Coach's Keys, I told this story yesterday. Coach Hopkins is the only coach. He's from Brookhaven. He's the only coach that I did a phone interview with. Everybody else emailed me back. And when I asked him, hey, what's your keys for the tournament? He goes, well, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, what are you going to be successful? What do you need to do to be successful? And I said, now it can be serve, receive, and serve. I said, because most of the time that's all I ever get from coaches.
Right.
Because those are the two things that they can control on the court prior to anybody really touching the ball. Servers down on the hardwood for volleyball. It really does come down to those two things, serving and serve receive.
Right.
And if you can do those two things effectively, the rest kind of fall in place, because you know you're going to have hitters, you know you're going to get great sets, you know you're going to do those other things right throughout the match. I mean, you're going to have missed sets and whatnot, but as far as serving and receiving, if you can do those two things and consistently, the rest just kind of comes natural.
Right. Yeah, if you can't get those serves in like we've seen earlier, it can really hurt you in a match that's so close like this.
Correct.
In a set here. Because we're tied, and there's been probably at least 4 to 5 service errors total. And
oh, for sure. If not a few more just in this set.
Right, in this set, exactly. All right, we're starting action again. Caserta to serve. Wallace to Alicia Morrison. There goes the double block. Boyson gets it up and over that, which was a smart play on her part. Oh. Michaels gets it down. Wallace and Emma O'Brien tries to put that over the net. She does, but it goes out by about 3 feet as the Roadrunners take a 22-21 lead here in our second set. Michaels just pushes that just above the block, and it goes off Una O'Brien's dig attempt. And Coach Andrew Solomon, in his 4th season for the Lakers, needs to take a timeout, and he does, with his team down 21-23 here in the second set.
Moulton is proud to be the official volleyball of the NJCAA and has generously provided all balls for all NJCAA Volleyball National Championships. Moulton for the real game. You can also order your official 2021 NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championship merchandise online at the NJCAA store. Visit njcaa.org/shop to view exclusive national championship merchandise. They got a great stand here, too, that I know a lot of the fans and players have been getting stuff from that says national championship or the tournament, and then they could get their names put on it, or they can have their team put on it. There's all kinds of different stuff that they could do for all that merchandise. So
yeah, they're doing an excellent job out there. I mean, they screen print it right on site.
Right.
And just tell them what you want, and they'll screen print it, and you've got it within about 5 to 10 minutes.
And for me, I did not know that, and I walked up there wanting the purple tie-dye shirt, and he's like, do you want a logo on it? And I was like, well, I want the one that shows right here. And at first I said no, because I just assumed it was coming the way the shirt was hanging up. He's like, you just want a purple tie-dye shirt? And then I had to think about it, like, well, no, I want something on it.
All right, we're about to resume action here with the Roadrunners serving. Brandy Morrison with a hit, defended nicely by the Roadrunners.
Ooh.
And Mackenzie Michaels' hit attempt goes long, and that pulls the Lakers back up to 22-23 in favor of the Roadrunners here in the second set. And there is Caitlin Boyson, hits it around the block of the Morrisons. Just to the right. That was a smart hit for the kill. That brings us to set point number 1 for the Roadrunners. It's passed back over the net. Emma O'Brien to Wallace. To Una O'Brien. And she takes that left-handed hammer and hits it right at Boyson. It goes off of her hands out of bounds. It's still set point for the Roadrunners from South Jersey. They're up 24-23, and in comes Megan Johnson for the Lakers here in the second set.
Once you called Una O'Brien for that kill, it felt like it had been a long time since she had an attack.
Yeah. Sipos passes it back over. When O'Brien decides to take a swing at it, and she does. Passes back over the net. A lot of passing right now. And Mackenzie Michaels finishes out that second set with a dramatic hit down the line for the Roadrunners. They take that second set 25-23, and that knots our match up at 1 set apiece. You are watching the NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championships on the NJCAA Network.
Over 30 majors in 4 divisions.
Nursing, education, criminal justice,
Exercise science.
This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
All right, we're back here at the Rochester Regional Sports Center in Rochester, Minnesota for our 7th, 8th place match between the Roadrunners from South Jersey. They're in the yellow jerseys with the blue numbers. And the Finger Lake Lakers from New York State in the blue jerseys with the white numbers. And the situation is each team has taken a set, so we're tied 1-1 in sets. We're going to start our 3rd set at this point with the Lakers serving. That'll be Emma Sipos for the Lakers with the serve here as we begin this 3rd set. Nice pass. Rivnek hits it. It's blocked by Fetzi. Rivnek gets another shot at it. Another block put up. Caitlin Boyson decides to just hit away, and there's Brandy Morrison, and she hits it right into the block, and it goes back another 15 feet and out of bounds on her side. That's a point. Brandy's really bringing a lot of power. She's a strong young lady.
Apparently I shorted her a kill. She now has 13, I believe, because this should update. So she should have either 12 or 13 kills thus far. Sipos has 6, and Una O'Brien adding 5 for Finger Lakes. And for RCSJ, currently Rivnek and Boyson tying with 6 apiece.
6 apiece.
Which, how'd I do on that?
Oh. Wallace sets Fetzi, and Fetzi hits it down cross court, and it goes off the attempted dig attempt by Brichter. Out of bounds.
So in that first set, Steve, I think I said there was only 2 ties at 5 and 7. Then last set, which was very close throughout, 8 ties total.
Wow.
It's a good match.
It is a very closely contested match between these two. Brandy Morrison sees that double block come up and just tips it right over the outstretched arms of Caitlin Boyson, and it hits the floor. Boyson and Morrison are very smart, heady players. They know when to hit it, and they know when to just tip it over the net, over the block, and they're doing a good job. It's kind of a cat and mouse game between those two. Marcano to Boyson. Boyson hits it. Wallace is going to set Brandy Morrison. Hits into that block. That was a really nice block by Marcano and Boyson and keeps the play alive. Rivnek pulls back the elbow and lets it go. And it goes off the attempted dig by Sipos and out of bounds for a point for the Roadrunners. Into the game is number 11, Vanessa Caserta. For the Roadrunners, she's about to serve. Wallace to Brandy Morrison. And that's worked well so far in this match, and it works again as Brandy Morrison collects another kill, and Wallace gets another assist. There's Boyson. It gets blocked by the Morrison wall. But Boyson is not deterred. Gets a good set, and she goes right off the block of Alicia Morrison. It was just a single block, and she gets that down as she adds another kill to her total. And then she makes a service error. That's tough. Those service errors just are frustrating for a coach when the two teams are so closely matched. That puts the Lakers up 5-3 here early in the third set as Megan Johnson comes in to serve for the Lakers.
Oh,
that was a good serve right at Caserta. It goes out of bounds. And Johnson will reload and try it again. And that reload's too long. Those are those service errors that cause coach's hair to become gray and fall out.
Yeah, serving errors up to 15 total in the match.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is when you're talking they're only in the third set and tied 1-1.
Right. Nice set. Alicia Morris with another block. We have a illegal back row attack there on the Roadrunners. That point goes to the Lakers. And in comes Caitlin Marzek with that knuckleball serve.
And Coach Solomon's group, the story on them for the Lakers is they nearly missed the tournament anyway. There's a whole story on from Coach Solomon about how this team barely even made the district tournament, and then they go on to win.
Wow, Sipos puts it down on the baseline. They take an 8-4 lead. Yeah, I know. I talked to Coach Solomon after his first round match that they won, and he was talking about all the. Mentioned to me they'd overcome a lot of adversity, and they're just so thankful to be here, and they're just having a joyous time here, being in the national championships, and here they're in the 7th, 8th place game.
Right, exactly. I mean, you go from barely making the tournament, as he pointed out, barely made regions. 2 weeks before the regionals, they secured a spot with some tiebreakers. 5 days before the tournament, Brandy Morrison, urgent care with hives.
Right.
Played through the pain, but had to rotate out more often due to swelling. 4 girls also overslept and sat out 1 set versus Jefferson. And then the night before the regional final against Fulton Montgomery, who had swept Finger Lakes 3 weeks prior, another player was sick. Brandy had a rough night with her reaction to her playing. They trailed the 4th set 6-13, made the comeback, and then ended up making it 17-18. Fulton Montgomery pulled ahead again, 24-18. They came back to still win 25-24 and won 27-25. Wow. I mean, it's unbelievable what this team went through. I know he said they could have made a movie out of how the girls, like, you know, fell asleep and didn't wake up. And, I mean, it was pretty incredible. And then you talk about how far they had to come to get here. I mean, they're up in the northern part of New York. Actually, these two teams are only about 5.5 hours apart, but they never played each other all the season.
Right.
But, I mean, you talk long travel, flight, bus ride from St. Paul down to Rochester.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. I think, you know, this has got to be like icing on the cake for them to be in this match at this point in time.
That's just it. They got to win. It wasn't like they went an over at the tournament. They got the W early and then made the consolation round, and it's not like they, you know, their season ends the same day that everybody else's is. You can look at it that way, you know.
Yep, exactly. That's Una O'Brien with an ace serve as the Lakers pull ahead 12-5 here in this third set.
We got a fan disrupting everything, talking to the ball lady over here.
Yep. Rivnik pops that up. Blocked there by Fetzi at the net. And that gives the Lakers a commanding 8-point lead, up 13-5 here in this third set. Nice pass. Savano. Back row attack. That's Una O'Brien. Marcano gets that up. Wallace to Sipos. That's a nice block. And Una O'Brien can't quite get to it. And Andrew Solomon's coming on talking to his player, Coach Solomon.
And Morrison's up to 14. Rivnak at 7. Boyson at 7. Michaels with a couple for kills for RCSJ.
Sipos hits it wide down the line for a hitting error. That pulls our score 7-13 with the Lakers ahead here in our third set.
Great dive by Ronick.
It was. Nice set. Sipos pulls back. It's partially blocked. And it gives Rivnik a chance. That was Johnson.
She nearly made a basket.
She did. Oh, Emma O'Brien runs into her setter, Jenna Wallace, and then is able to reach out with the right hand and get the ball, but it goes out wide. And Coach Solomon does call a timeout to talk to his team as they've let the Roadrunners get back into this. It's a score of 13-8 with the Lakers ahead, but Coach Solomon has some things to talk to his team about.
Yeah, match tied 1-1, and NJCAA volleyball fans stay up to date. NJCAA.org. And then there's, I do this like every time. So at NJCAA Volleyball on Twitter, you can find all the information on the tournaments and whatever is going on. At NJCAA Network gets to show you a few highlights once in a while on Twitter. You might hear Steve or me during those highlights. And then just at NJCAA for everything that's going on with soccer and volleyball. And what a great time to be a volleyball fan. As I was talking about this last night with there's high school tournaments throughout the country going on right now. I think Illinois is. Wisconsin just finished. Iowa just finished up. Minnesota has their high school league going on right now for state tournaments. So then you got the D3. Next week is the D2 and D1 for the National Junior College. So volleyball, big prominent right now. And this is just a great time to be a volleyball fan because you can watch some championship matches almost daily.
Yeah, there's a lot of good action going on right now throughout the country. Roadrunners are back to serve. That's number 24, Summer Ronick. And Fetzi's attempt hits the tape and comes right back at her. And Roadrunners are on a roll, and their fan base is getting excited. here at the Regional Sports Center as they pull within 3 at 10-13 here in the third set.
Yeah, give these parents a lot of credit, too. That's a long flight for them, too, to get here.
Right.
Not just the players.
Yep. And there goes Caitlin Boyson going around the block with a nice tip. She looks over the floor before she hits it, and she finds the open spot, and she did again. Gives her team another point. The Lakers have kind of got tentative. They haven't done much hitting lately.
Agreed. They're a little out of system. We've had some players running into each other. Una O'Brien, though, says, hey, be quiet.
Give it to me. Yeah, she gets it, and she hits it off that attempted dig, and that gives her team a point. They hadn't scored in a while.
They had not. There was a nice run there for RCSJ to get back into it.
Yep.
Only down by 3.
Sipos to serve. There's Brandy Morrison going to get an attempt. And boy, she hits with such power. I mean, right into the block. Came off the block and landed about 10 feet out of bounds. Gives her team another point.
The thing about Morrison is that if you watch the championship match tonight with Rock Valley, you're going to see probably the best jumper in the entire tournament in Metz. And Metz can use that jumping ability to get so far on the ball, on top of the ball, that just comes like straight down. I mean, she's such a power hitter, but it's the leaping ability. Morrison, she's got a good jump, but she's got so much power. Like, I think she might be the most powerful hitter that I've seen in the tournament just because, I mean, she swings with such authority.
She really does. She's a very strong young lady. And there she goes. And even though it hit the tape, she hit, I would bet she hit at least half the tape on that one. It went over and found a spot on the floor.
Sometimes better be lucky than good.
That's true. But boy, she's a good one.
She is. Very good player.
Ooh, Sipos, nice serve.
Oh, ooh. Good job by.
This is probably going to go to, Fetzi. They set Fetzi.
See, you thought the same thing.
I thought the same thing. I thought they were going to Brandy Morrison, but Wallace plays it smart, gets it to Fetzi because the block was coming out to Morrison. That left an open gap, and that causes Coach Rebecca Pearson in her 5th season to call their first timeout for the Roadrunners as they're down 11-18. They had a nice run there for a moment, and then Morrison and Fetzi and Wallace got in the act, and they pulled their team up, and now they're up by 7 here in this third set.
Yeah, only one tie so far. That happened at 1-1, so 11 ties total in the match. 25-15, Finger Lakes took that first set. 25-23, RCSJ responded to even it. 18-11, and saw Finger Lakes get a nice lead going, and then RCSJ put some stuff together. They were getting Boyson in the act. They were serving well. So the Roadrunners really did a nice job getting back into set number 3, where it looked like Finger Lakes was going to start to run away with it. Now they start to push away again. Roadrunners take the timeout. Good serving team for Roadrunners throughout the year.
Right.
They had 500 aces coming in. High risk, high reward is what Coach Pearson said about serving. Well, she said all of our players put up aggressive serves. Varies amongst opponents, but in general they still try to get to double digits every match.
Wow.
Even against the good teams for aces.
Right. There's Morrison again, and she goes right at the block of Boyson and Genovese and goes right between them and down on the floor.
She's also moved into my assist column in my stat book today because of how many she has. She's up to 17 on the match.
That's really good. That serve sails long for Sipos. That's another one of those service errors. But they still are ahead by 7, 19-12 here in this third set. We're tied 1 set apiece here in the third set. That's going to come to Morrison. And she goes over the block with a nice, just soft tap. They know that they have to block her, and somebody's got to come up there for the Roadrunners and cover on the backside when she does that. And there was no help on that one.
I don't know how many players get nominated for the all-tournament team, and my vote doesn't count at all, but Morrison would get a nod.
Yeah, I would agree with that completely. She's been one of the strongest hitters in this tournament.
Boyson countered on that last one.
Yep.
To get the kill and the side out.
Boyson's played well.
She has.
She's a good player for Coach Pearson. Those service errors, those are tough. So the service error for the Roadrunners. That gives the Finger Lakes Lakers a 21-13 lead here in the third set. We're tied 1 set apiece.
Up to 17 service errors in the 3 sets between the two teams. I hate to hit something so negative, but if you really want to get back into this match for the Roadrunners, especially in this third set where you're tied, it's got to come from the service line.
And on that block attempt, Brandy Morrison was in the net for the Lakers, and that goes point to the Roadrunners. And Luna O'Brien, and she meets a block, and there's a block ace there by number 20, Isabella Tallarico, for the Roadrunners.
I believe that's Tallarico's first point. She does not have a kill up front.
That was a nice block.
It was.
It was a little bit low on the set, and Brandy Morrison went ahead and swung away anyway, and she sent it long, and she knows it. As the Roadrunners pull within 5 here at a score of 16-21. That was a quick set and hit, and Brandy Morrison adds to her kill total. That was a really nice setup. Great timing between Wallace and Morrison. Megan Johnson's in to serve for the Lakers. Marcano's nice set. And it's just out wide for Mackenzie Michaels. Again, we're tied 1 set apiece here. We're in the middle or kind of towards the end of the third set.
Good pass.
Good. And Michaels pulls it in a little bit, and her hit goes off the dig attempt by Megan Johnson out of bounds. That was good play by the Roadrunners.
Marcano with a really nice set too. Even though it was a bump instead of her two-hand touch, she really got that nicely for Michaels to set underneath of it.
There's Marcano. Go. Luna O'Brien pulls it back, goes off the block. There's a block by Alicia Morrison again.
Ooh.
And Marcano tries to dig it up, and she gets to the ball, but she just pushes it a little too far past the baseline. That brings us to set point for the Lakers from New York State. They're up 24-17, and in comes one of their best servers, Caitlin Marzik, to try and serve out this set for the Lakers. Marcano sets it. And Marzik's pass is too tight to the net. Goes in the net, and in comes Alicia Morrison and Emma O'Brien for the Lakers, and then Amanda Rivnak for the Roadrunners. Again, it's still set point for the Lakers. They're up 24-18 as Michaels goes back to serve for the Runners. That's frustrating as a coach, I'm sure. That was a service error, and that ends our third set with the Lakers from Finger Lakes winning that set 25-18. They're up 2-1. Again, you are watching the NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championships on the NJCAA Network.
I love when families are able to come here and I can tell them they don't have to worry about paying for their care. They've got enough to worry about taking care of their sick child. Every single person that contributes is a part of that St. Jude family that makes that happen. Because of donors, we're giving families hope.
Ticket Smarter is proud to support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. $1 of every transaction will go directly to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Visit ticketsmarter.com to learn how you can help today.
Over 30 majors in 4 divisions.
Nursing, education, criminal justice.
Exercise science.
This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
We're bringing it to fields and gyms everywhere with Huddle Focus. Just mount it, set it, and forget it. Multiple lenses, AI player tracking, automatic recording, or record on the fly with the Focus app. Instant uploads and flexible live streaming options. AI is changing sports. Use it to your advantage. Visit huddle.com/focus today.
All right, welcome back to the Division III NJCAA National Volleyball Tournament. We're here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're in the 7th, 8th place match here between the Finger Lake Lakers from New York State. They're in the blue jerseys with the white numbers. And the Rowan County South Jersey Roadrunners from the state of New Jersey. They're in the gold yellow jerseys with the blue numbers. And currently we're starting the 4th set. The Lakers just won the last set and they won the first set. They're up 2-1 on the Roadrunners from South Jersey. Roadrunners will start to serve this 4th set. And that was a good serve from number 24, Rovnik, as they take an early 1-0 lead here in this 4th set.
Be her second ace of the match, just 3rd altogether for RCSJ, and then you give it right back though.
Right back on those service errors. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're a coach, especially when you're so closely matched. You don't want to be giving away those free points that way. Rivnik to swing away, and she gets it over the net, but it's played nicely. There's Brandy Morrison, and she decided not to pull back and hit hard. She just softly tapped it into a gap. 2 Headsy players there, Boyson and Brandy Morrison. And that was back quite a ways, that set from Wallace, and that was out of bounds.
Good reaction by the umpire up above, though, because that thing was coming right for her. It was on the outside of the antenna from Morrison. I don't think I'd want to get plunked by one of them.
No, not at all. That could cause some head pain. Wallace. That's a nice block, but it's out of bounds. The Roadrunners are really struggling with Morrison's power there when she's on the outside here on the left side of the court. They do set up a nice double block, but boy, Morrison's power has just caused that ball to go out of bounds numerous times to give her team some points.
Well, she's only up to 21. 21 kills, you know.
Only. And there comes, that's the response back from the Roadrunners. Caitlin Boyson finds an open spot and makes a kill there on the right-hand side of the court.
She's up to 11. And we're at our third tie already in set number 4.
Morrison pulls that hammer back again, and she hits just right on the block, and it goes over the block and out.
Pardon me, I shorted her one. It's actually 23.
Okay.
I don't want to do that to anyone, you know. I usually get more kills than people have with my unofficial stats.
There you go.
I'm like Ellen dealing out cars with my kills. You get one and everyone else.
There you go. Alicia Morrison with another block, and then it goes over the net and out of bounds as the Lakers take an early 5-3 lead here in the 4th set. Service error there for Jenna Wallace as she looks skyward, and I'm sure she's frustrated with herself. Boyson's back to serve for the Runners.
Whew. But Richter getting way down for that.
Yes. And there it is. That's kind of the battery there for the Lakers. Wallace to Brandy Morrison on the outside, and she puts it down to add to her kill total. She's leading. She's the leading killer, so to speak, in the game.
Oh, yeah, by far. 24, and I think Boyson has the second most with 11.
Megan Johnson's had some interesting serves. They curve right at the last moment. It makes it very difficult to receive that serve. That goes off and out of bounds off Caserta.
And her third ace.
Wow. That's a nice hit from Mackenzie Michaels. She finds the open spot in the lower right-hand corner. Brings her team within 2 at a score of 5-7 here early in the 4th set.
And for RCSJ fans, they're hoping that with that Michaels hit right there, that gives her some confidence, and she'll keep attacking with some efficiency because RCSJ really needs someone else. Because, I mean, it's the Brandy Morrison show on one side, but RCSJ really has a couple of girls that they could go to.
Right.
And they need Michaels.
They do. Here she goes again.
Oh.
And she played that smart. She really put a nice angle on that ball. Made it very difficult for Seapost to get to. So Michaels is playing well, and they need that for the Roadrunners. And, oh, what an angle on that hit attempt, but that was played well by the Runners. And blocked nicely by number 20. And that's out of bounds. Marcano tried to get a point for her team, but she just went wide.
You talk about hitters adjusting. O'Brien near the antenna having to cut it across. Michaels has had trying to cut it across on some tips. Tallarico did everything she could to get a point for RCSJ with a clean block. Then she tried to tap it back over. It just ended up right in the arms of Seapost.
Right. And there is the lefty. She's fun to watch. Una O'Brien finds that open corner and gives her team a 9-6 lead here in the 4th set. Marzik back to serve.
That thing had some spin on it.
That did.
Normally the knuckleballer, as you've called her.
Tallarico digs that up, and Marcano gets it over.
Oh, what a diving play by Ronick.
Wow. Ronick saves that ball from hitting the floor, and they take that point. Alicia Morrison coming in for the Lakers.
That was impressive.
And Rivnek and Calhoun. Devin Calhoun's coming in to serve for the Roadrunners.
A little talk at the scores table from the judge down below.
Yep. Wallace sets Una, and Una says, give it to me, feed me, and she puts it right in the middle of that hardwood.
She's got 8. And now you're starting to see somebody else. You know, Seapost has had multiple attacks. She's up to 7 kills, but she's had, I would say it's a quiet 7, right. Whereas like Una O'Brien, if you can start rolling with her and get her going, she can help with Morrison.
Right. She's got a very, very strong serve. That jump serve.
Top spin. Oh, setting off a little bit there.
Wallace to Seapost. Seapost gets a good swing at it, but they save it there on the Roadrunner side. It's still in play here. Seapost goes at it again, down the line this time instead of cross court. And she finds some hardwood for that ball, and it falls in.
Great placement.
She's smart.
Well, in the Roadrunners for RCSJ, they were a little late with the block on that, where she was able, Seapost that is, able to use the sideline more, because most of the time she has had to cut it back in towards the defense.
Right.
This time she's not close enough to the antenna to go sideline.
That was a tough set. Roenick put it too close to the net, and Rivnak couldn't get it over. It was just too far into the net. And Una O'Brien continues to serve. Nice set. Rivnak gets a chance at it. She gets a hit, defended well.
Oh boy, overpass.
Yep.
Tough play to make, Steve. You got Una O'Brien going back towards the back line. Her entire body is facing the corridor, essentially, in the back wall, and she's trying to get that back up and over her head and try to find a spot. That's a very difficult play.
Betsy with a hit. And Rivnek just sends it a little long. They're looking for a touch call for the Roadrunners, but they didn't get one.
Nope, not on that one.
And in comes Brandy Morrison, and she'll replace Megan Johnson as Seapost goes back to serve for the Lakers. Gonna have to be a pass over the net there. Wallace sets up you-know-who. And she delivers, but Roenick gave it her all and got to it, but just couldn't get it back over the net.
Yeah. Wow, for RCSJ, that's great hustle.
Right. Oh, the block was there. Emma O'Brien gets it over to Brandy Morrison.
Roenick has had some fantastic digs.
She really has. She's been really active and very much a benefit to her team.
Looks like Michael's coming back in.
Brandy Morrison is not letting up.
No.
She's like the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps going and going and going. Rivnek gets a shot, and she's right there. She brings down the hammer for the Roadrunners. That goes off Fetzy's block and out of bounds. They needed that point. They're down 9-16 here in the fourth set. Back to service number 1, Katie Berichter for the Runners.
Whew.
Nice serve. Oh my. And that serve.
Well, at least it came down off the light. I thought it might hang on the light.
That serve was very powerful and very effective.
I mean, I realize Moulton gave the balls for the NJCAA tournament, but you don't need them, giving them up to the rafters here at the Regional Sports Center in Rochester.
Marcano sets it. Boyson gets a chance, and she hits it over the net. And Boyson, again, she's going away from her body with that hit. She finds that open spot. She likes this right-hand side. She's got that down, and she gets another kill for her team. Wallace to Morrison, and Morrison knows what to do with it. Just like Thor's hammer, she throws that ball at the block, and it goes out of bounds off of Boyson's block and puts her team up 17 to 11 here in the fourth set.
And for RCSJ, for their block, that's late, Steve. That's late block coming up.
It is.
To get, because they're jumping as Morrison is essentially hitting. I mean, that's the problem that the Roadrunners are having, is that they're not getting their feet set enough to where they're jumping at the same time Morrison is, or even earlier, so you could get those hands up prior to Morrison's attack. But then, you go on the other side, and Boyson answers with another kill.
Right. Oh. Rivnik puts it into the top of the tape and down on her side. And that gives the point to the Lakers as they're ahead 18-12 here in this fourth set. Lakers are up 2-1. If they take this set, they will claim 7th place. Michaels, that's blocked by Morrison. And she goes soft with that one to get it over the block. And Brandy Morrison gets a kind of an awkward set, but she just taps it to the left of the block and in. Boy, she makes some really good in-air adjustments. She's got good hang time on her leap.
She's a quarter away to 100. She's at 26 now.
Is she really?
26.
There's Boyson.
That was tipped.
She comes back and hits it off that block. Gets her team a point. She'll go back to serve for the Roadrunners.
She's had a nice game too. That's 14 for Kaylin Boyson.
She's played very well.
She has. I think that's more than what she had in the 5-setter against Queensboro.
Wow.
I had her for 13 that time.
Tallarico just hits it out. Emma O'Brien's done a really nice job playing defense for the Lakers. She's had a lot of digs, a lot of good serve receive passes to Wallace to get the offense, get them up and getting going.
Yeah, and it's good to see that with Emmer, the libero for Finger Lakes, because I think yesterday was a kind of a deflator for her confidence against BC3, because there was a lot of times where she was close to making a play, but then not quite getting to a ball, or, of course, if she's hitting it, then it was, not where it wanted to go, or an errant pass. Whereas today, she's played much better, more calm in the back row, and able to make some really nice plays and passes in that back row, so Finger Lakes can get those attempts for Morrison.
Right. Ronick. Nice dig by Brichter. Sipos brings the hammer. You could really see her turn her body. They keep it alive. It's ruled out of bounds.
Oh my goodness, Marcano.
Marcano get to that?
Yes, with a one arm, just absolute swing.
That's amazing effort. As the Lakers take a commanding 22-13 lead here in the fourth set. In comes Alyssa Johnson for the Lakers.
Couldn't they have just given that to her for Marcano? I mean, call it in. Come on now.
I would give her an A for effort, I'll tell you that.
No doubt.
Wow, nice serve by Megan Johnson. She pulls her team up by 10, 23-13 in this fourth set. And into the game for the Lakers comes number 9, Ashley Kreider.
I haven't seen her at all the whole tournament.
From Gates, New York. She played some in that first game on first match on Thursday.
Okay. I did not see her against BC3.
Tallarico gets it through the block and onto the floor. It's a nice kill for Isabella Tallarico. And Marcano is ready to serve. And O'Brien with the hit off the block, inbounds. And that brings us to set and match point for the Finger Lake Lakers. They're up 24-14. And back to serve is their ace, Caitlin Marzik.
Only three tie. Oh, Coach
and
Pearson.
We got a timeout, a quick timeout for Rebecca Pearson for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, only three ties in this fourth set, 1, 2, and 3. That was it. Set 2 was by far the most competitive and closely contested set that we've seen in this consolation match. You know, our RCSJ, even if they lose, they come in as the 8th seed. So seeding-wise, they're going to end up right there at the 8th spot. But Finger Lakes, they pulled off that upset against Raritan Valley, which was the 7th seed against the 10, and trying to move up to the 7th seed. And I know that I spoke to a couple people from these East Coast teams and said, like, it was really big for SUNY Broome to beat Central Lakes in this tournament, because I think some of the teams out east think, well, our competition, it's hard to judge their competition against some of these Midwest teams that are playing up and playing D2 and even D1 where Brookhaven is. And so I think they just, I don't know if they think that they get a little underappreciated or undervalued for their seeding, but I know that all these East Coast teams are saying, like, hey, we're coming in, we're going to compete, we're going to be strong. And I mean, SUNY Broome, we've seen it. They're going to be in the 3rd place. Finger Lakes pulled off that upset, so they're going to end up with a finish of a higher than what they came in with their seed.
Marzik serves it a little long. Another service error. Add that to our numbers, but they're still up 24-15. The Lakers are, as we go into this 4th set. If the Lakers can get one more point here, they will take the match. And Marzik gets taken out. And Una O'Brien with the dagger. She puts that down. It goes off Marcano's block, and that is set and match point. Finger Lakes takes this 3-1, 25-15 in this 4th set. They claim 7th place. They came in as the 10th seed, and they take 7th place. They've got to be happy with that. And the Roadrunners from Rowan College in South Jersey came in as 8th seed. They will leave with an 8th place finish. Not bad at all. But good match here to start out our championship Saturday here in Rochester.
Yeah, super impressive individual effort, certainly by Morrison. Can't disregard Una O'Brien and her 10. Morrison ended up with 26 kills and hit 339 for her efficiency in this match. So, I mean, that is super impressive.
That's amazing
for her. And she had 56 attacks, too, in this match. And then Boyson on the other side, I thought had a really, really nice tournament for RCSJ. Overall, I thought she played really well against Queensboro. Thought she had a good match here, too, and finishes up with 14. And her hitting percentage, a .351. Can't ask for much more than that.
Boy, that's fantastic. Yeah, as the Lakers take a moment and take some pictures out there with their coach and their coaches and team, they're just beaming. I'm sure they're extremely happy. Yeah, you can hear them screaming and hollering, especially after the adversity they went through to get here. And to take 7th at the national tournament, that's just got to be super exciting for them. Look at their smiles on their faces.
Oh, we're not done yet. We'll have consolation with the 5th place and 3rd place. We still got the championship. A lot to go on here at the RCTC Regional Sports Center, as our next matchup is pits Butler County, who I've seen only one time, and Central Lakes, who I haven't seen at all yet. So I'm really excited to see them too and hit the court, and we'll have our more consolation matches for you coming up.
You are watching the NJCAA Division III Volleyball Championships on the NJCAA Network.